Let's learn API Connect. Today I will show you how to stage and publish a product. Stage a product to a catalog to create a specific version of that product before publishing using API Manager. When a project is in staged state, it is not yet visible to or subscribable to any developers. The syndication feature in IBM API Connect means that if spaces are enabled for a catalog, products can be staged only to a space within that catalog. To complete the product management tasks that are described in this topic, you must either be the owner of the API provider organization or be assigned stage permissions for the target catalog. If approval is required for a product management operation, an approval request is sent and the product version moves to the pending state. When the request is approved, the operation is completed and the product version moves to the next lifecycle state. If approvals is not required, the operation is completed immediately. Approval is not required for the following lifecycle state transitions: retired to staged, deprecated to published. Now that you have seen how to stage and publish a product, let's learn about the other lifecycle states. When you manage your product versions, you move them through a series of lifecycle states, from initially staging a product version into a catalog, through publishing to make the product version available to your application developers, and eventually retiring and archiving. Diagram shows the possible lifecycle states for a product version and the product management operations that move a product version from one lifecycle state to another. For example, retire operation moves a product version from published to retired state. Let's see in detail about the different lifecycle states. First one, draft. The draft for a product or API is when a product or API definition is not deployed and is not associated with any catalog. Staged, the second option, the second state. When you stage a product, a copy of the product version is deployed on the target catalog. Staged is the initial state when you publish a product. When a product is staged, it is not yet visible or subscribable by any developers. Staging of a product version is usually carried out in the API designer. The next state is published. When you publish a product, a fixed copy of the product version is deployed to the target catalog. The product version is visible to and subscribable by the target developers or communities. When the product is published in a catalog, the visibility and subscription settings can be changed for the published version of the product. Any further changes requires a new version of the product to be staged and published before they can take effect. Next stage is deprecated. When you deprecate a product, the product version is visible only to the developers whose application are currently subscribed. No new subscriptions to the product, no new subscriptions to the plans in the product are possible. Next state is retired. When you retire a product, the product version can neither be viewed nor its plans be subscribed to. and all the associated APIs are taken offline. Next state is archived. When you archive a product, the product version can neither be viewed nor can its plan be subscribed to, and all of the associated APIs are taken offline. The product version is not displayed by the default in the products tab of the catalog in API Manager. This video is getting too lengthy. Let me know in comments if you are interested in learning about the effects of staging on draft APIs and the effect of staging on open API definitions. Reply in comments if you need another video on the topic.